everybody, my name is 3D and welcome back to the 3D Show. Now, this is something I'm not going to do very often, but as a massive Star Wars fan, I feel I have to cover this, and I might do more of these sort of videos, but for now, we'll see how it goes. Now, if you've been following Star Wars, or the lack of Star Wars, and just how bad it's gotten under the reign of Disney, then you will know that the latest to come out of Hollywood, especially from the directive creator of the Star Wars series that Disney have put in charge, is none other than the brain-dead knobhead Kathleen Kennedy. And her latest interview is just hilariously laughable, and I've got no hope for the Rise of Skywalker, which is basically Rise of Give Me Money, because I'm going to ruin all your childhood memories. And I'm going to go over this article by the Rolling Stone, and I'm absolutely gobsmacked how this person earns a six-figure sum in terms of money for what she does. Right. Now, I'm gonna skip the intro a bit because it basically just covers. Actually, no. Let's go over the intro. Right. So this is how the thing goes. Right. So let's click on here. Right. So this is. It starts off like this. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy may be the most powerful woman in Hollywood, and she's hardly a newcomer to the world of blockbusters. Serving as a Steven Spielberg's producer since 1982's E.T., that partnership extended to Spielberg's collaborations on the Indiana Jones movies with George Lucas, who anointed Kennedy as his successor in 2012 as he negotiated a sale to Disney. As guardian of the Star Wars universe, Kennedy has needed every ounce of her experience, never hesitating to swap out creative teams they left and quit because of your stupid narrative direction, even mid-movie when necessary. Now they walked out because they hated you. As on 2018's complete flop and absolute worst Star Wars movie ever, Solo. In October, 2 weeks before Game of Thrones, David Beanus Beanhead and D.B. Wees Arsewees pulled out of a year-old deal to develop a new Star Wars trilogy. Kennedy called Rolling Stone to discuss December's 20th Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Ruin Your Dreams, as a post-non-existent saga cinematic future for a franchise that is already dead in the water. No, okay, sorry, it doesn't say that, but pretty much. So I'm gonna. The main point of this video is this article here. I'm just gonna highlight it. This bit here, what she says in this, and this is unattainable as what she says here, right? So the questions are asked. Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow was slated to write and direct Episode 9 before he brought J.J. Abrams back in his final entry in the trilogy of a particularly hard nut to crack. Every one of these movies is a particularly hard nut to crack, she whinges. There is no source material. There is no source material, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have 6 prior movies to this film. We do not have 2 television series of animated lore. There is no source material. There is not thousands of books in the expanded universe. That is not source material. There are literally tens of thousands of comics. That is not source material. This woman is a fucking loony. Look, we don't have this. Allow me to prove otherwise, Mrs. Kennedy. A quick Google. Look, Star Wars comic collections. And I go images and Star Wars. Millions of them. Oh, look. Star Wars comics. 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 Wow. Who would have thought it? No content, apparently. That's no content. What? What the fuck? And then let's look at Star Wars books. No content. 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 What the fuck? absolute total bollocks. This woman is a complete buffoon. There is no. I can't look. I know I'm being hard on her, right? And I am rightly so being peeved at this person, okay? Because all buck stops with her. She is the reason Star Wars is knackered. She's the reason the Force is female. Now, don't give me this nonsense, right? Because it is nonsense, okay? It's trying to appeal to a minority audience, and I don't understand why, okay? This franchise has been around since the 70s, or late 70s, if you like. And this, I've got no problems with strong female characters. I've got no problem with female-led movies. I've got no problem with females in general. I've got absolutely no agenda. I have no agenda with anything, right? These people, or women, a minority of them, have an agenda to ruin everything blokes like. And I don't know why, and I don't know why they have to muscle in on our enjoyment of things, because there isn't a lot of things that, are enjoyable anymore. You can't have anything these days without someone trying to ruin it. Star Wars is the biggest example of this. And when George Lucas sold it to Disney, bearing in mind that Disney made Marvel movies amazing, you would have thought that Star Wars would have been treated with the same courtesy, respect and love that the first 10 Marvel movies were done with. No, straight out the gate, they ruin everything. They ruin the story. They kill off Han Solo. I know Harrison Ford wanted to end the role anyway, so that was kind of going to happen. They didn't do anything to the pre-story about, not even a half an hour explanation what happens to them all in the time we haven't seen any of them. Second movie, they kill off Luke Skywalker, which is the biggest kick in the face to not only Mark Hamill, but also all the Skywalker fans, because the films were about Skywalker's journey. From farm boy to Jedi Master, avenging his master and redeeming his father from, a life of evil. And they just completely pissed all over it. And now the next movie, they're resurrecting Palpatine, because apparently, and this is a rumour, but it's been confirmed and unconfirmed and debunked and re-debunked and all the rest of it, that Darth Vader died, but Palpatine did not die, even though he was thrown into the pit of the Death Star Destroyer. He was a clone being controlled by Palpatine from a long, long way away through the dark force. And I'm just like, that's just completely undoes Vader's sacrifice for Luke. Makes that complete inert. It just inerts the entire story arc. It's such brain dead writing that it's laughable, and if that is rumour is indeed to be believed, then this film is already dead, because the other rumours is that they basically kill off every single old character from the old saga. They kill off everybody. They blow up the Millennium Falcon. They kill everybody in it. C-3PO, Chewie, Lando, dead. They kill off Layla in the end fight. Apparently, she dies as well, fighting the Emperor, and Yoda and Luke come back as Force ghosts to fight the Emperor, and help Rey and Kylo Ren fight him to win. It's absolute nonsense. I don't even want to read the rest of this drivel, because I'm already lost at the first thing she said. There's no source material. We don't have anything other than passionate storytellers to get together and talk about what the next iteration we can fuck up might be. I mean, you don't have to be intelligent to write a decent Star Wars story. There are thousands of people on YouTube, on the internet, across the planet that would make a legitimately better Star Wars movie than this processed team. There's a channel, right? Star Wars Theory. I'm going to leave a link to his channel and the fan movie he done. And like, this bloke was given the budget that this woman has, right? The films would have been amazing. It would have been respectful to the source material. We would have got a decent story about Luke Skywalker. We would have got a satisfying conclusion, passing the torch. Because ultimately that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up a new series, set up a new franchise. And you only have to look at the Fallen Order. that is a fantastic game, a fantastically written story about a young apprentice Jedi who gets, you know, his master gets killed in Order 66 and he's left to fend for himself. And he finally comes back to being a Jedi. He finds a lost Jedi, and he ends up redeeming himself and trying to restore the Jedi Order. It's absolutely amazing. And a game company can make a story like that has half the budget, not even a fraction of the budget that Disney have. It makes no sense. There is no reason why this franchise should be as bad as it is. They're basically saying that nobody wants to work on it. The rumour mill is, and all the sources that I've seen are basically saying that they don't want to touch it, and they're all fed up with it, and they're absolutely fed up with the Star Wars genre itself. I mean, the fans want George Lucas to come back and direct and write a new movie, and this is asked: is there any universe in which George can be lured back for some kind of one-off, or just to do anything? I doubt it, but listen, I would think that would be fantastic. I think it'd be interesting in doing it again, but I doubt it. How do you know that? You can't speak for him. You know, he wouldn't shown his disdain. Like Bob Iger's new book, we know now some detail about George Lucas' dissatisfaction with The Force Awakens. You know, we all well know that George Lucas did not like anything they'd done with the story. The first one he approved of, The Force Awakens, was a really good movie. It wasn't the best. It was you know, it wasn't amazing by any stretch of the imagination. It replayed a lot of the New Hope, but it was still a serviceable nod to the last the Jedi universe, the Star Wars universe, and it was a good send off for Han Solo because he didn't want to do any more movies. And to be honest, I can't blame him if he knew the direction that they were going to go down in. So, yeah, This is what it is. This is the rise and fall of Star Wars, everybody. This woman has run it into the ground. I've got no hope for the new film. I was really hoping that they would, you know, sort it out. The fact that it's had 3 different directors in its development time. Apparently it's being edited in post-production, something chronic. They're reshooting different scenes. They're refilming stuff still right now. And it's a month before launch. I mean, you know, they're literally crunching to get the film ready and fixed, because based on the early screenings they've shown, they've had people walk out supposedly, and that is a rumour, so take it with a pinch of salt. Now, I probably won't do many more videos on this, but I am going to follow this, and I'm going to follow the Star Wars movie until it comes out, and I am planning to do some movie reviews in the future. It's something I really want to add to the channel. And move forward. So this is like a Star Wars news report, if you like. If you want me to do more of these videos, please let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow me on Twitter. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and maybe one of us can use the Force to save Star Wars from Disney. Maybe we might be able to do that, eh? Anyways, I'll see you guys and girls in the next one. Bye-bye for now.